Alright, this is Debby McClatchy and the family tree, starting with James McClatchy and all these others.
Okay. What I've been told is James McClatchy and his brother came to the United States in the early 1840s as the part of the people leaving Ireland because of the potato famine. The brother stayed on the East Coast. There's a descendant of him who was a state senator from Pennsylvania. I know that.
And do you know who that would be?
I don't know.
Like one of these descendants?
No.
Okay.
No. They'd be a descendant. It would be his descendant of his brother. So none of these people would be there.
Okay.
James decided to go to California, and he got himself out probably by train through Texas and took a ship down to Panama, where with everybody else he took native bunco canoes across Panama. This would be late 1848. Arrived in Panama City to find that it would be a 6-month wait to get a ship to California, and the ship would have a 50% chance of sinking. At a certain point, he did find a ship which sank off the coast of Mazatlan. Luckily, he and 24 other people survived, and they walked from Mazatlan to Sacramento, subsisting on lizards and things like that. James's diary, which does all this, is in the offices of the Sacramento Bee, and probably if you're a relative, you can get access. He had 4 children, Valentine Stewart, V.S., and Charles Kinney, C.K. When he took over a struggling little small non-daily newspaper, renamed it the Sacramento Bee, and kind of made it what it was. He gave it over to his 2 sons. Charles Kinney, C.K., was the editor, the flamboyant front man, womanizer, drank a lot, and his brother Valentine Stewart, V.S., was the managing editor who did the accounting of the books and kept everything on way. They did not like each other. They were very different. V.S. was a family man, a teetotaler, and at a certain point it became so acrimonious that the newspaper was put into receivership, and Valentine, because he'd been investing in local real estate, thought he had a lot more money, put in a bid, but Charles Kinney was able to outbid him because his son Carlos had married a woman, Phoebe, who had lots of money from the Fresno area. That's where the Fresno Bee was started. So he was able to buy the newspaper and take it over. The acrimony between the sides of the family has never diminished, really. When V.S. and Charles Kinney would meet on the street, they would not acknowledge each other's presence. In terms of what I've been able to find out about McClatchy name, it seems that we're originally from the Glasgow area. Were sent in the mid-1700s over to Northern Ireland, or what is now Northern Ireland.
When you say we were sent, like
the
sent
English
by...
would pay to have Protestant Scottish people sent over to Catholic Ireland to try, it's called the plantations, to try, and they would give them land in Northern Ireland. As far as I can find out, this happened about 5 generations before James left the Armagh area, although when he left, he, I believe, was working as a newspaper man, even though he's very young, in Belfast. So he had moved to an urban area, but I believe the family is from the Armagh area. There's a little dissension. Anyway, but it seems all of the McClatchys I've ever met in Scotland were from the Glasgow area. And since Glasgow is the seat and the home where the main tribes from the Highlands came down when they came down to settle in the cities, my assumption is that McClatchy is a very old name going back to the Highlands. So that's all I kind of...
Then you were saying that some of these McClatchys are gay, and so they didn't have children, or
Well, no, Karen married and also through modern technology had her own child.
Okay.
And it's just that this generation down here just never was included when they made this up.
Okay.
Kevin Sorensen, who owned the Pirates in Pittsburgh, and remained in the closet, kind of was just did not find the traditional values in Pittsburgh, that they were pretty mean to him, really, to be honest, and he's left that.
And he's still alive?
Yes, as far as I know.
Now you're saying this generation is not alive anymore?
Most of these,
except for
Lorette is the only one alive of this family.
Okay.
Reed, Stewart, Butler Jack,
They're all gone.
they're all gone. I don't know about CK over here, but I think though, but see, there's this CK down here. He's a photographer, works for the paper.
Oh, he's still working for the paper.
All this information is, could be 20 years old.
Oh,
so
okay.
when I met him, he was working as a photographer.
So CK, the name kept coming
yeah.
down.
Although this changed to Charles Kinnan instead of Charles Kinney.
They went back to the maybe more
the Irish thing, yeah.
That's cool.
Of the Barkers, a lot of them are lawyers in the family business. Charles McClatchy Getz is a very respected director of animated film. Christopher Graves Getz is a doctor who does research in Parkinson's, one of the most respected in the world.
Wow.
Karen is a wonderful woman working in, we all went out to her marriage to show support that she was marrying another woman, and they have 2 children. Stephen has passed on. He was a priest.
But Charles McClatchy Getz, so he kept both?
They gave them the middle name of McClatchy.
Oh, wow.
Like Christine Barker's middle name is McClatchy, and she named her son, his first name is McClatchy. So
wow.
And her last name is no longer Barker. These are all our maiden names. I married but returned myself to McClatchy as part of a divorce settlement, and have kept it ever since.
Yeah. I was thinking of doing that too, because I'm married to Rick Walter. My first marriage was Seaborn. And I've never gone through the paperwork. But it could.
It's a hard name for people to pronounce, and although around here they know it. Yeah. That's about kind of all.
That's all the juicy history that you know. Anything else that's really juicy?
Oh, I don't know. Suzanne is a lawyer. John Graves Barker is an editor of prestigious environmental magazines. He used to work for Discover magazine. I don't know. And he worked for Outside. I don't know. Great. I think these boys are both lawyers. They were much younger, and so I never knew them. On our family, my sister is a horsewoman and helps run what's called the Tevis, which is a long-distance ride here in California. She and her husband are retired from running a huge carpet emporium. My brother Leo is the main accountant for the Shriners in Sacramento. My sister Julia is a teacher of handicapped children.
Oh.
And about to retire. And I'm a musician.
Okay. Well,
that's kind of all the ones. I don't really know a lot of these.
And then, can you say about what you're saying about James McClatchy and the other brother? Like anything you know about? Like you're saying that the records have been researched at the
my
newspaper.
great aunt Lorette did a huge number, commissioned a lot, and it's all home though. There's information about, like, there's some dispute that maybe it wasn't Armagh, that it might have been another county that I can't remember, and there is some going back and doing gravestones and all kinds of information. Irish information is just not kept as well as a lot of others.
Okay.
Because everybody was so poor and so rural. And so there has been efforts made to trace James back further, but they were not very successful. And I have some possible information, but it's at home, and I don't have it here with me.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And I should say how pleased I am to meet anybody else from my family.
That's great. Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome, Christina.